Donna Reed.
Hi, I'm Leva Bates.
And I like horror and wrestling.
Hey, what? I like horror and wrestling too.
Oh my gosh. You know where I go to listen to all my horror and wrestling needs?
Where?
WrestleHorror podcast. You should try it out sometime. Check it out.
Check them out.
Greetings, viewers and listeners. Meathook Jim here, the WrestleHorror podcast. With me, as always, my co-host, Donnie Hoover. Donnie, this is our third Squared Circle Expo.
Yeah, we've been to every single one.
We have, the first one was all masks and everything, which, in spite of what was going on, it was a successful show. Last year was crazy, and this year is getting even crazier with over 75 superstars here this weekend in Indianapolis.
Oh yeah, it's like way busier. It's probably double the people than last time, and a lot more superstars and a lot more people. So that means, when this is just Friday, so
Right.
Friday's usually the slow day, and so I can't imagine what tomorrow's going to be like.
It's going to be assholes to elbows, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. The lines are getting so long. They just put up the ropes. There's Ed. What's up, Ed?
There's Ed Gonzalez.
Yeah, the master of Squared Circle Expo.
Yeah. One of the promoters of this great show.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they had to put up the ropes to block the doorways there because it was getting so big. So they need to make the lines more manageable, I guess you could say.
Right. And it just keeps getting fuller and fuller. It is only right now, it is only 5:30, and there is a line for Sergeant Slaughter that's a pretty substantial line.
Oh yeah, it's wrapping around. That's why I said they had to put up barriers to block the big doorways so they could have the thing there.
Right. This is going to be a show where we're hoping to get some more guests on the show.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna go around and see what we can get and do that stuff and see who we can bring over and go from there.
All right. So with that being said, stay tuned, see what we caught, and we'll catch you soon.
Sounds good. See you guys. Hey everybody, Donnie Hoover here with the WrestleFit podcast, and of course, always with me is Superman Onyx.
What's going on?
And my other co-host from the WrestleHorror podcast, Meathook Jim.
How's it going?
And today we got us a special guest. We're here at the Square Circle Expo 2023. And Onyx, my man, brought his buddy over here. Onyx, why don't you introduce your guest?
Man, this goes without saying. We all know who this guy is.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
Oh, g'day, matey.
That's what I was
Very
waiting on
great
right
to be
there.
on the podcast, mate, with my brothers here.
Absolutely. So how's the convention been going for you so far this weekend?
It's good, mate. I had a lot of people come up and see me because of my partner, brother, and the business. But apart from that, everyone was generous, and the receipts were going to Butch. The Butcher's family, because they were in New Zealand and had to take his body back to New Zealand and all that.
Mm-hmm. So you've had a good outing and showing of support for
Good
that?
support.
Good.
Very good support.
Very
Good
cool.
to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah, great to hear. It is.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. What you got going on, more or less right now and everything, or, I know things haven't slowed down, but we were just on the show together a couple of weeks ago up there in Chillicothe, Ohio. So just tell me a little bit what's going on.
I work most weekends,
Mm-hmm.
and that next week I'm with MCW, the Midgets,
Oh,
in Baltimore.
Nice.
And the following week after that, wait, it's written in my book at home. I can't remember where I am. And I'm on the road most weekends, and if the fans want to know where I am, and that, go to Bushwacker Luke's IG Instagram page, and you see that my page has got the map of the world, the round circle of the world, and my head in the middle, and it's got Bushwacker brand on it, so they can see wherever I'm traveling to.
sweet.
Very
sweet.
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I try to keep busy, especially now with the situation that happened.
Yeah.
Everyone said stay. They asked me if I wanted to stay home, and I said no. I'm going to keep busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of helps keep the mind off of it a
Yeah.
little bit and everything, huh?
It's still all the time. It's sad things start to happen.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Right. I know that one firsthand. My daggone self.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like to stay busy. Yeah, especially.
Yeah, and yeah, Onyx, it was a great show we had in Chiller Coffee last March, and I'm looking forward to the one in the 30th of September.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun down there, ain't it?
Yeah.
Maybe me and you get in the ring one day together.
Yeah.
Now I'm just gonna make sure I'm on the way on the other side.
I think you would be his partner, not against him.
I need to be behind Onyx. You won't even see me.
Yeah.
I'm a midget compared to
It'd be like a big mountain, huh?
a midget. No, but I watched this gentleman beside me in his career, and then you've got a lot ahead of him.
All right.
Thank you. Well, I
Ahead of him.
I want to tell you thank you on here personally, and I think I've told you before, but I don't know if you remember we had another show that I was on with you, and you called the Battle Royal at the end and how it should end and everything.
Yeah.
And so I really want to say thank you for talking to us and telling us how to
Oh,
set it
yeah.
up. So just like you said, as soon as I got knocked Buffalo mouth, crowd went crazy. So
I
thank you
remember
again
that.
for that. Yeah.
Finish the battle royal.
Yeah.
I
I
still
remember.
remember that.
Yes, yes. So thank you so much. Cause we were sitting down there thinking about, well, not me, but a lot of the guys thinking about 20 things to
To
do.
do.
And you came right in and said, nope, this right here, boom, boom, boom. And sure enough,
And I got a big pop.
yep, that's what it was all about, man. So thank you so much for
You're
that.
welcome, mate.
I learned so much that night just in that right there.
Yeah.
Ain't your first rodeo, is it?
I know it was, I spent 14 years of my life booking,
Mm-hmm.
7 days a week running shows
Mm-hmm.
and writing television. So, I had some great guys that I learned off too, like Dusty, I saw him, but Harley Race and guys like that, Jack Briscoe, these guys were, world champions and that. And I was around there, Eddie Graham, two of the greatest bookers I would say that I know. And Pat Patterson was a great mind. But earlier on was Eddie Graham and the Funks. The Funk's dad I never met,
Mm-hmm.
Dory Funk Sr. But Terry's got a hell of a brain for finishes.
Okay. That's,
Yeah.
I didn't know you know all that.
Terry Funk, because I used to be around him when his brother used to ring up for finishes. His brother was a booker,
Mhm.
and he used to ring up Terry to get the finishes.
Oh, wow. Well, I got another question to ask you real quick. Just like I asked RVD earlier. What are some, and I know you was in it even before him, what are some of the big differences you see now between when you were doing it at a high level, still doing it at a high level, compared to what's going on right now in the wrestling world?
It's completely different, mate.
Mm-hmm.
There's no sight today. The day of psychology has gone out the window because of television. Television changed the whole world. Dusty said, now this is going back to '88. I left the NWA in the start of '88 and went to Vince or mid '88. Dusty said in one of the meetings, maybe '87, and he was a booker there then, and he said, "This is good," as he said with a lift. As he said with a lift, this is going to be television industry. And this was said in '88, '87, and it has. There's now Vince, all Vince's shows are taped.
Yep.
And he's a television or pay-per-view. And then he was dead right there. Now with television or pay-per-view, you can't have pay-per-views a bit different. But television, people have got a clicker in their hand. A clicker is a remote. And then if there's no action, they switch channels.
Yeah.
So there's no selling.
Gotcha.
It's bump after bump and high flying, no psychology. But a house show, you've got to bring the people in to get behind the baby face and to boo the heel. So you got to use psychology for that.
Okay.
And Butch and me could get the people to stand up and sit down.
Yeah.
We could get the people sit down when we're getting the heat and let the baby face fire up and come back. And they'd stand up and start cheering. Then we cut them off and they'd sit down. That's how that's using psychology.
Yeah. Yeah. So
There's none of that in today's, as you know, when you watch television today, and my best friend, Gary Silkin, who owned ROH for 10 years, he was the worst. They had a different brand of that. That was non-stop action. Beat each other up, and there was no selling. You know, you watched ROH in the day. You know
Yeah.
how it was.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Up, down, up, down. There was no selling.
So the art of selling is really one of the big things missing too, along with the psychology, isn't it?
Well, psychology is the selling.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Babyface show. And Ricky Morton, as you see it, all the shows that
Yes.
you're on.
Yeah, yeah.
Ricky Morton was one of the best baby faces at selling.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's been quite a few guys. And Ricky, I'm just picking up. He's NWA days and the modern age. Ricky's still in the ring at 60, and he sells,
Mhm.
and that. Hey, you don't sell. You don't sell for the heel. You don't get a good comeback.
Right. And people won't be behind you.
And when people won't get behind you, and that's it. You got to do it, but believable.
Right.
And that's why it seemed to change.
Mhm.
Change. And talking about guys now with WWF, one of the better workers, I think, and I may be wrong here, but Orton.
Mm-hmm.
I think Orton is one of the greatest, the modern day wrestling, one of the greatest technicians. His timing is perfect.
Yeah.
To get, what he does off the ropes and his finish and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great.
Absolutely.
And you watch him. He's just a mathematician.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
Well, I'm going to chime in here, Luke, as a mark just for a little bit.
What sort of mark on the wall, or mark on the toilet paper?
I'll go with on the wall.
Sorry about the toilet paper joke, folks.
But I want to thank you for so many entertaining matches with the Bushwhackers. You guys never failed to get the crowd going. I mean, I loved watching you on WWF.
Vince gave us the name, mate, and the name, and we put the character together, the arm swinging and the head thinking. Mind you, I lick the back of my hand all the time. But that was we put that together. Vince just gave us the name and Vince told us, we want you between the, who's the guys with the bones in WWE in the 80s?
Moondogs?
The Moondogs
Yeah.
and the Sheepherders. And Butch said to me, the Moondogs have been on USA Network and we've been on Ted Turner Network, and that's so long. He said, let's put something else together. Hence the character we put together.
Oh.
Wow. And a lot of people said to us too, how can you go from super hardcore to doing that stuff? And that was easy money.
Right?
Right.
NWA, you're a wrestler.
Yeah.
Right.
WWF, you become a celebrity.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, those days, anyhow, that was good. And that's where the money came in.
Right.
Vince actually introduces different walks of life. You were on television shows, not wrestling shows, other shows. And then we were, different functions like Toys R Us, different places, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Different dinners, sportsman of the year dinners for different sports away from wrestling. It's a completely different trip.
Wow. Yeah. That's never thought about it that way, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes, sir.
And stuff with the Baywatch girl too, Pamela Anderson. On the beach, on that beach over there where they did Baywatch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the perks, wasn't it?
Yeah. Her bodyguard was watching all the time.
Right. I wasn't having it on.
I was going around and bed at home. I saw that guy look at me.
Right?
Well, Luke, man, I really appreciate you stopping by, man. Coming over here.
And meeting my husband too. And
Oh,
Tommy was like that.
Compared to you, huh?
One night, she was upstairs. He come down to get a bottle of champagne, and I think it was a WrestleMania or something or other. He come down to the house bar to get a bottle of champagne, and we sat at the bar together. He good guy. I enjoyed talking to him. I was in the music business a long time ago. I came over here in the 70s and worked across Canada And then I went home and I was in the nightclub business, and then I came back to the States. And that's so, you know, I was around music for
Oh,
quite a bit in that.
So you done a little bit of everything then,
You
haven't
know,
you?
you heard of Wolfman Jack?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we had Wolfman Jack. My partner brought out Wolfman Jack to New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
He was and Cheap Chong.
Uh-huh.
Fucking he rolled a joint about that fat. Yeah, Chong was over there.
Mhm.
The one that was on the 70s show. Which is that? Chong? You know the 70s show?
Yeah, I never watched a 70s show. I wasn't a big
Yeah,
fan for some reason.
He was I love this character.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't a character. That was
That was
real.
real, right. That's what made it work.
Yeah,
Right, because it was real.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we try to do with the racing business.
Oh, yeah.
Make
Yeah.
it real.
If I could go back to the booking part, because like I said, I own my own wrestling promotion in Columbus, Ohio. Onyx
Yeah.
works with us. And yeah, so I do some of the booking and writing and all that.
Yeah.
What would be one key tip that you could give to somebody, like myself or other promoters out there about, going back to the old school, the storytelling, the good booking? What are some tips that you could give us to get us on the right track?
I'm gonna go the short one.
Uh-huh.
Don't blow it off too soon. Build it.
Mhm.
Build it over weeks. I used to have 3 angles going at a time. One would be blowing off, and then 2 would be building up. When you blew that one off, you bring the next one up. You know what I mean?
Okay, just
So
keep
you
them
have-
going.
You have 3 angles going. A high flying angle. You might have a title match going, and you might have a tag. You blow one off, and that at a time when you have bigger shows. That today, because of ratings.
Mhm.
Getting back to what Dusty said, television. They blow. They blow they start the show, do the angle, and at the end of the show they blow it off. You
Mhm.
notice that with Vince? A lot of the television shows
Yeah.
today. The 2-hour ones to 3 hours, they
Yeah.
blow it off and that. The old days when I was in WWF, and there's a guy over there who was with me, the Sarge. The angle used to go for about 5 months, and they blow it off. You know what I mean?
Yep,
And that,
absolutely.
every pay-per-view, they blow an angle off. And there was only about 3 or 4 pay-per-views a year.
Right.
Now there's one a month.
Right.
It's unreal, and all the television.
Mhm.
Now they've got the television shows like pay-per-views. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So they're blowing stuff off. To me, they're just starting on it and they're blowing it off. And that's all about getting ratings. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
They're too scared to see those ratings drop. And if they build them up longer, they get higher ratings.
Mhm.
Vince is only getting now. What does he get? 1.8, 2? What does he get? 2? What is
Yeah,
his
it's about
rating?
that.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah. Before he was getting 7,
Yeah. Mhm.
7 and 8. When I was booking to Puerto Rico, and then we were getting on the show there, Telemundo, we were getting 16,
Wow.
16.8,
Wow.
17,
Yeah.
ratings and that.
Wow.
And that's because you guys were slow building everything, the
Yes,
stories.
yes.
Yeah. That's great
We
advice.
did 4 shows a year in the ballpark,
Mhm.
and the rest of Coliseums, with build. And that's a
Good. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
knowledge, man.
yeah.
Thank you.
But that's it's just you have 3 things going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and a good wrestling card caters for everybody.
Yeah.
You have if you have midgets or girls there, that's one thing. You have a high flying match,
Mhm.
like a junior heavyweight 200-pound match, high flying match. You have a championship match. You have a tag match. You have a sort of semi-hardcore match.
Mhm.
You give the people a variety instead of having them all the same.
Right.
And the trouble is today too, they don't ask what they're doing for a finish, and people are doing other people's finishes just for a false finish.
Right.
Yeah, that's something that get under my skin myself.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
'Cause it's killing it for the other guy.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember when a super kick really meant something.
And I remember when remember when Xbox started the front face bump?
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, from being the heat to the comeback, everybody was doing that front face bump.
Mm-hmm.
One show was on, out of 8 matches or 7 matches, 4 people did that front face bump. And I said, don't they ever, doesn't any of the talent or the booker talk to each other
Yeah.
and just check that they're not all doing the same?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know one of the things I do, you know, sitting back there just so I won't do the same thing other people do. I watch all the matches just about if I can. Just so I won't go out there and do the same
Yeah, but
thing.
you're different size. Whatever. You're not the regular size wrestler. You know, whatever you do, you can do the same thing. But you do it like a steam train or a tank or a tank.
All right,
You
so
know what I
your
mean?
next match on my show, you're doing a springboard. No.
No.
But I used to tell the guys, when you're big like that, you don't have to go up the top.
Right.
But
Yeah, right.
then the Vader went up the top. Then everyone started going up the top rope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Heck, with Onyx, we do good just to get him to hit the ropes.
Less is more.
Yeah, they weren't going up the top to do a finish. They were going up. The big men were going up the top just to do a high spot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You know,
So, hey, like I said, man.
stuff doesn't mean so much if the big man does that.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to worry about Honors going up top for him. None at all.
Onyx the high flyer. Put wings on him. Yeah, right, put wings on him.
Onyx Mysterio.
I don't think that'd go over too well.
He's a little man, and Brian Danielson,
Mhm.
two little men who worked with giants all their lives. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know, they worked with, you know, the Undertaker, Kane,
Mhm.
and and Daniel Bryan. He can work with he knows how. You know, a big man shouldn't let a little man stop him with a move. The big guy should fucking feed him into a corner, and then the guy move out the way, and the big guy feeds himself into the post.
Mhm.
Or he goes to drop a big elbow
Mhm.
on the rope or a splash, hit the rope, and the guy's not there. That's when the little guy should take over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I see these little guys taking over with a wrestling move, I say, well, it's the big guy's fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the big guy's fault for letting them do it.
Yeah.
But a lot of the big guys have never been told that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I made sure when I had them in my cards, you know, I had Bruiser Brody and Abdullah work with me for so many years,
Mm.
and that in 3 different territories. They were my main single matches. When I got the places hot, I'd bring them in for the big ballparks
Mhm.
Mhm.
and that, you know. But if Abdullah worked with a smaller guy, he would miss something, or you know.
Yep.
I don't know whether you knew, but Abdullah used to hit the ropes and be about 3 or 4 feet in the air to drop the elbows. That was a long, long time ago in
Yeah.
the 80s.
Well,
In the
yeah,
80s.
it's funny you're talking about those type of spots and everything. You know who taught me that? Barbarian. I was lucky enough to, you know, get on a couple years ago when I was just working him when I was going down south a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, when in that like year or two, he taught me so much stuff. And it's funny
Yes.
hearing, and I know y'all been on a lot of shows and stuff together
Oh,
too. So
I used to go to dinner at Bob's place in Charlotte.
Charlotte, yeah.
Sadie, I know his wife too.
Mhm.
And Bob and me have been together since first time I met Bob was 1982 or 83.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was one who taught me a lot about moving like a big man. Put it that way. 'Cause
Yes.
You're
Mhm.
right. I wasn't taught that coming in.
I was
And,
that
and I'm
no. It doesn't know about
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. You're so right about that.
You see big guys. I see a lot of big guys that they showed, and these little guys cutting them off and that. And I go, you can't tell them.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell them what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've done so many seminars and training things, and then gone out and watched the match later. It's gone one in one ear and out the other.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be willing to listen and learn.
Yeah,
You
new
know.
generation. They've watched that television so much. television side that they don't know about that.
Right, right,
Mhm.
right. Well, like I said, man, thank you so much for coming over here and dropping that knowledge that you dropped on us today. I
Absolutely.
really appreciate your time.
Dropping
I know
that
you-
bomb.
I know I can't speak. I can probably speak for everybody else right here, man. This was a great moment for
Mhm.
everybody, for Donnie, for Big Jim down there, and
Mhm.
man, thank you so much, man. I can't say it enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
all your fans out there, remember, the Bushwacker loves you, baby. Wow!
Can't say it any better. See you guys.
Hey everyone, Meathook Jim here at Squared Circle Expo 3, along with Donnie Hoover. Donnie, wow.
I know, right? I say it's getting crowded and the people are rolling in. Day 2, it's going to be crazy today.
So we decided we wanted to sit down with some fans. We talk to celebrities, we talk to the wrestlers, but let's talk to the fans about what they like, why they're here, and things like that. So who do we have with us?
Yep. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
My name's Trisha Pringle.
My name is Britton Sisk.
So Patricia Benton, is this your first Squared Circle?
This is my first squared circle.
No, this is my second year.
Good, good, good.
So
Excellent.
you're almost a veteran here, ain't you?
So who's your favorite wrestler?
Mick Foley is my favorite wrestler.
Mick Foley.
Yes.
Benton?
I'm a really big fan of Finn Balor, but I just love some of the like goofy and just playful kind of guys in wrestling.
Okay. All right, you like them to have a good time. We know a wrestler that works for Donnie and myself,
Mhm.
likes to have a good time by the name of Party Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always out for a good time for sure.
So you guys are here at Squared Circle with us. Have you enjoyed everything you've seen so far?
I have, and I didn't realize that there was going to be like so many talks with the wrestlers, and there's a lot of good ones today that I'm really excited to see.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah, the panels and stuff. Oh yeah, they got a good lineup this year for the panels and
I
stuff.
seen a good one last night with Colt Cabana. MJF was in there.
Hmm.
Yeah, the Headbangers.
Yeah.
Talking about WrestleMania 13.
Oh, very
Yeah,
cool.
it was very cool.
Nice. Well, yeah, being that this is the WrestleHorror podcast, we could switch a little bit to the horror stuff. Are you guys horror fans?
Yes, very much, Lee.
Oh, okay. There you go. So how about you, Mom?
I am.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
What's your guys' favorite characters? Let me see how much I like you guys or not.
Okay.
Who's your favorite horror villain?
Michael Myers. God.
I'll
Myers.
accept that. Yeah.
Yep. He just plows through. He's
Jason.
such a baddie.
My man. Give it up.
Okay.
I was waiting for that.
I'm a Jason freak. That's my man. So yeah, so you're good. You guys are good with us. All right. How long have you been a horror fan? Your whole life, or
Basically, my whole life.
all right? How to get started? What was the first horror film you saw?
I'm gonna have to go with one of the first ones was Pennywise, but
Mhm.
I just really found my interest in Friday the 13th, and I was like, it's a series, and it plays along a good story, and I like the good story.
Right. Very cool. Yeah, a lot of people don't. They just go for the blood and guts, but the real true horror fan, like the story is what pulls you in.
What do you think about the Chucky on TBS?
I actually like the TV show.
I really
I think
do
they're doing a
too.
great job with it.
I did too, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would. My mom's always been a big Chucky fan, and she passed just a couple years ago, so she didn't get to enjoy the TV show. But I was kind of iffy, like, man, I hope they don't butcher this. It's going to suck. But yeah, it's really good. I enjoy it.
You're right. Yes.
They're doing a great job with it. And the new Crystal Lake Jason TV series is coming out, so I'm pumped for that. I just hope they don't butcher that one.
Well, that's nice to know because I haven't heard anything about it.
Oh, you haven't? Yeah, it's I think it's called Crystal Lake. Is that what it's called, Jim?
Crystal Lake Memories, I think it is.
Yeah, and it's basically like the Chucky TV show. They're making it now, and it's coming out, I think, next year.
Interesting.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna make you guys a little bit jealous because Donnie has actually been to Camp Crystal Lake.
Yep.
Ah,
Yeah, I visited Camp Crystal Lake. Me and my wife last year. We went on a tour, and Ari Lehman and Adrian King was both there. So we got to go onto the beach and reenact where he pulls her under the water and won. And so we wasn't in the water. We were like sitting in the sand, and Ari was behind her, and we were beside him, like we were pulling her under.
That's so
So
cool.
yeah, and we got to tour the whole thing, and it was amazing. And yeah, it was basically a bucket list dream for me.
I bet.
And
Wow.
then I've had the choke pick with Kane Hodder, and I'm sure you know who Kane Hodder is.
Yep, I met him at Horror Hound a couple years ago.
Yeah, did you
I-
do the choke pick?
Yes.
He choked the crap out of me, don't he?
I
He
looked
does.
very different. I wore glasses at the time, and I was a little bit shorter and a little bit chunkier, but I mean, it was a great time.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's a good person, a good dude.
People that I met like a couple years ago, they're like, "That's really you," and I was like, "Mm-hmm, that's me." I've been through many stages, but
Right?
now I'm here and I'm in the good stage.
Very cool.
So, Donnie,
Mhm.
since we've got different types of guests on the show,
All right.
we still have to ask the question.
Oh yeah, we'll give it to him. All right, we have a question that we ask on the WrestleHorror podcast. It's all in good fun. It's not putting you on the spot. It is, but it's not. And we just like to get inside the minds of people and see if they're as weird as we are. So the question is, you are the main serial killer in your own horror film. What would be your go-to kill?
What would it like my weapon?
What would be your go-to kill? Like, how would you kill people? What would you like? Michael Myers is known for the knife.
Right.
Jason's known for the machete. Leatherface is known for the chainsaw.
Right.
And they kill people. And what would be your main, like, what would you be known for? It doesn't have to be a weapon. It could be anything.
So I'm a little sadistic, and I would probably, I don't know, like poisoning people,
Poisoning. Yeah.
but maybe not like them knowing even.
Right. There you go.
Okay.
How about you?
Me being a athletic person and pretty buff guy, I would have to go with my strong grip,
The grip.
squeezing somebody.
There you go.
I don't know though. There's something about just a baseball bat, bludgeoning somebody with a baseball bat
All right.
might be good.
You get a good swing on there. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Work that anger out with the bat.
Yeah.
Well, still, Donnie and I have been asking that question now for over 100 episodes, and we've never had duplicate answers.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
never get the same answer.
Nope.
Never get the same
It's
answer.
always something different.
Some have been really, really creative.
All right. Yeah, like I said, my favorite one that I always talk about, a guy gave an answer one time is he would want to throw somebody off the top of a building and then run down the stairs and jump on a bus. And before the person hits the ground, he hits them with the bus. And I felt like you'd have to be super fast for that.
That's funny.
But yeah, so we've had some creative stuff, but that one's been my favorite so far.
So, guys, thanks for taking a few minutes to sit down and talk to WrestleHorror. It's always nice to talk to the fans, which we don't do enough of. We're going to do more of it. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of Squared Circle Expo. We're going to get some more fans on here, and we'll catch you soon.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
See you guys.
And we're back. Viewers and listeners, Meathook Jim here, along with my co-host. I couldn't do it without him, Donnie Hoover. And joining us is none other than the Golden State God, Carson Bartholomew Drake.
I'm really glad you got the name right, but just do it. Don't do that again. To do it properly.
How's
The
how's
Golden State God, Carson Bartholomew Drake. There's more charm when I do it.
There you go.
Okay, so there's more inflection on the God part.
God, GAWD preferably.
Okay. Carson, I know you just complained to me about the people of Indiana, but how has the convention been for you so far?
Oh my God. Other than the fact that this guy, I mean, the doctor probably gave his parents an apology letter rather than, a birth certificate. These people are hideous. I have made so much money.
Nice,
I
nice.
have made, I mean, I'm killing it.
Off the good people of Indiana.
Relatively, I don't know if I'd call them good people. Like it's such a low. I'm surprised they have so much money because it's such a low income like housing neighborhood. All the windows have finger grooves so people can break in easier.
You've got them all figured out.
Yeah.
It's not hard to figure these people out.
Right.
So Carson, you are wrestling tonight.
Yes, I am. They built the whole show around me.
I believe that. And who are you wrestling tonight? None other than
The man that is getting the honor of getting to wrestle against the Golden State God, Carson Drake, is none other than one of the greatest professional wrestlers in the world. And I don't use that lightly, like how some guys use it when they're wrestling like their uncle at a bingo hall to make their match exciting. He really is one of the greatest, if not the greatest in the world, the longest reigning NWA World's Heavyweight Champions of all time, Nick Aldis.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
And you know, I try to stay. I'm a very confident individual.
well, yeah, I think I was talking to Party Mike a couple of weeks ago. Oh, look at this look. Party Mike took you to task a couple of weeks ago.
But I won.
You did.
He's an alcoholic. You can't knock him unconscious because I'm trying to do him a favor.
Well, when I was talking to him, I said, you remind me of a young Ric Flair.
You said that to him or to me?
I'm telling you now.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say he is absolutely not a young Ric Flair.
No, it was all about you, man. It's always about you.
I'm pretty sure I saw a guy while I was on my way to the gas station that looked just like him.
I'm sorry. Did we not have the godly headphones? Is that it?
My head's a little large.
Donnie, have you got any questions for Carson?
I do. Do you need me to print you out some instructions to get them headphones on?
We got to figure it out.
All right.
We got to figure it out.
So, I know what your answer is going to be, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. You're getting in the ring with Nick Aldis, one of the greats. What do you think your chances are?
Well, I think he's got about a 33 and thirds chance. No, I'm not gonna. I'm going to win.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is that for the first time in my entire career, I can't guarantee how quickly the match will be over.
Oh, yeah, you're not putting a time limit on it, huh?
I will give it to him. This will be my most hardest fought match I have ever done.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'4", 275 pounds. He's beefed up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the underdog in this fight if you really think about it. I don't know why everybody likes him so much.
Right.
Not Carson Drake. You're not the underdog. You're never the underdog.
In this way, how many years has he been wrestling? He's an old man.
Yeah.
He's been wrestling for, he's not old. He's like 35. I'm 23. He's sexy.
Yeah.
He's been wrestling for what, 20 some odd years.
Right.
He's almost 5 times the amount of time I've been in the ring, but yet
Mm-hmm.
I'd be willing to say we're about 50-50 at skill level.
Yeah.
I'm just a natural. Give it another year, I'd smoke him. But at this point in my career, I'd say we're even.
So youth and speed is on your side.
Youth and speed and technique and strength and do you know I have state records in powerlifting in the state of Kentucky through the USPA. So what is that? Strength, intelligence, speed, technique,
good looks.
good looks. Definitely better looking than he is.
The gift of gab.
Definitely better talker than he is. Nobody wants to hear that accent. The girls I get with are way hotter.
Yeah.
The girls I get with are way more attractive. It's just, you would think I wouldn't be the underdog in this fight, but hey, keep it down, buddy. This is why I hate Indiana. This is why I hate Indiana.
Carson giving them the business there.
So, Carson, as we were walking over here to start this, I asked you if you were into horror films.
I do like a couple of horror films. The scariest thing I've seen recently, I mean, is most of these people. Personally, I'm a big fan of Friday the 13th films.
Yep, there you go.
Being honest,
I'm scoring big this weekend. I'm finding a lot of fellow Jason fans here.
there we go. Somebody has good opinions here. Why do they call you Meathook anyway?
I can't show you.
He walked into that one.
How do you have a co-host that is as cocky and as arrogant and as unbearing as this man?
Right. I just thought I'm used to it.
About time.
Makes it all about him.
All right.
Calling himself Meathook. But yeah, Friday the 13th films. I'm a big fan of Jason.
Mm-hmm.
If not that, I'm a big fan of the Scorpion King
Yeah.
movies. I know it's not a horror film, but that CGI is horrifying.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, look, who just walked by?
Mhm.
Eyeball going.
This guy doesn't have a pot to piss in nor a window to throw it out of.
Right. He's just giving everybody the business. That's what he does.
All right, so Carson, every episode we ask somebody a question, and Donnie is always one to ask that question. So I'm going to throw it over to Donnie.
Yep, we give everybody a question, and we just like to pick your brain. There's no right or wrong answer. We just like to see if you're twisted as we are. So that question is: you are the main serial killer in your own horror film. What is your go-to kill? And it could be anything you want.
That's a good one.
How would the Golden State God take somebody out?
And you can't say you're being locked in a room with a bunch of people from Indiana either.
Damn.
Well, and
I was gonna say tie a stake to somebody's neck and let these kids in Indiana near them. Bunch of dogs. No. Personally, I'm a big fan of. I don't know if it was Jason or not. He pops a guy up onto a big meat hook and just hangs him from it.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's pretty hot. That's pretty
Yeah.
stab. Pops it through the back. The guy's just hanging there.
Oh no, that was Leatherface in
That
the
was Leatherface.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah,
Leatherface.
he hooks him on the meat hook.
Yeah, meat hook.
That's right.
I like that. That's how I would want to do it. That's hot.
Nice.
That's
Yep.
hot to me.
You just let them hang there till they're done, huh?
I'd probably you talk smack to them while they're hanging there. How's it hanging? How's the weather doing up there?
Put the megaphone in their face.
One of these days, that megaphone's going to disappear.
This will never disappear. Jimmy Hart, again, I want to go on record by saying this. Jimmy Hart has flat out told me, thank you for giving me the idea to use a megaphone.
Oh yeah, nice. That's a good compliment.
And then he goes, I didn't tell him he could start using one either. He just started using it.
So he's stealing your gimmick is
I
what
have
you're
filed
claiming.
multiple cease and desists against him. Jimmy Hart, he cost me a match about a year and a half ago. I'm still not over it. The day I get my hands on that old man,
Mm-hmm.
I'll teach him something.
Right.
Teach him something.
So I have one final question before we wrap this up. And you are the Golden State God.
It's because I'm from Huntington Beach, California.
Why did you come to the Midwest?
You know, Ted DiBiase didn't wrestle for the money. He already had the money. He just did it because he wanted to prove that he was better than everyone else. I just enjoy the fact that I come out here as a California 10. I mean, I show up and these people look at me like it's the second coming of Jesus. And on the 8th day, I say, Jesus, turn it down.
Right.
And, you know, it's honestly just the competition out here is just so much easier on the body. And, you know, I fly back, I go to California, I'll go surfing, I go on vacation, I come out here and I'm essentially just collecting a paycheck.
Right.
These people, I mean, oh gosh, who could I say? I'm like Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when Ric Flair goes to Japan and wrestled over there, that's how these people see me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who else? When Kobe Bryant wins a football championship, you know, that's how these people see me.
All right.
When Tiger Woods makes a touchdown, that's how these people see me.
All right.
Touchdown. Okay.
Yep. He's
Goal.
about got the passing record too, that Tiger Woods.
Right.
You know, and then there's guys like Mr. Perfect whose names are not hyperbole. He really was perfect. If I could snag better than perfect, I would.
Yeah.
There's so many things. And you know, honestly, people think I'm really cocky. I'm very humble. I could go on and on for hours. How long do we have on this podcast, my chance? I mean, the amount of accolades I have. I mean, I'm 6'1", I'm sexy, I'm handsome. My baby blues are so nice. My hair.
Mhm.
Most people don't even think it's really this color. It's so shiny and nice.
So, how can people find out more about you? Do you have social media, things like that?
So much. You can find me on Instagram at Carson_Drake_. You can find me on Google if you just type in Carson Drake. I'm the only one that shows up for like 2 pages. Find me on Facebook at Carson Drake. I don't know why you're laughing. You can find me on Pro Wrestling Tees at Carson_Drake. It's great merchandise. Where else can you find? You can find me on Tinder most of the time. You can find me on a couple Bumble sites. Where else?
Are you on Grinder?
You need to get rid of this guy.
Right. I mean, his name's Meathook. What do you expect?
Meathook, I know. I mean, you can find this guy in the yellow pages. But it's me, the Golden State God, Carson Drake. And never forget that you might be good, might even be great, but you'll never, ever be Carson Bartholomew Drake.
You know, that pretty much sums it up. Carson Bartholomew Drake, the Golden State God. Thanks for stopping in and talking with us.
I know, you guys are welcome.
Thank you very much.
When the ratings on this show bump up after this episode, don't call me.
Yeah, we'll have you come on again.
I thought you were going to ask for a kickback or something. But okay.
I'm getting paid for this, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Hot dogs and handshakes.
That's right. Hot dog and a handshake.
A hot dog and a handshake. No.
And just like that, he's gone. So, see you guys.
Hey, everybody. Meathook Jim here, Squared Circle Expo 3, Indianapolis, Indiana. You know, this has just been one hell of a show. And we're continuing with bringing in some fans to talk about their favorite aspects of the show. So who do we have with us this time, Donnie?
Hey, you guys introduce yourself. You guys are podcasters like us, you know?
There is a guy sitting next to me. By
I
the
am
way.
not the
He's just
invisible
kinda-
man. I'm
he's
just
just
playing
hiding
him
out.
on TV this week.
He's just hiding out. No, I'm Brian Daniels, and this is Josh Shaver, Josh Thunder Shaver, by the way. And we are with the Domain, gaming, pop culture, and entertainment. We just call it the Domain. You know, it's a little bit easier that way. And yeah, we cover a little bit of everything, like pop culture, conventions. We're starting to do more wrestling content. You know, we definitely want to do more wrestling content, of course.
Yeah.
And we also have a podcast called The Next Level that we do, and we've had Ed and Adolfo on the show that run this show here. We've had them on a few times, and yeah, so that's what we're all about.
Right on.
For sure. Yeah.
So, how many times is this your first, second, or third?
This is my third. I've been to every one so
All right.
far. Oh yeah.
This is my second.
Second.
Yeah.
You're slacking.
I know he is. Yeah.
I missed the first one, and it's something I'll literally never be able to make up.
Yeah, so we've been here all 3 years as well. So yeah,
we're the veterans, right?
There you go. Yeah, we're the vets. Yeah.
Got the rookie over here. No?
Yeah, that's why I'm off camera.
Got the bag
Yeah,
carrier.
Yeah, man.
So, guys, what's been your favorite aspect of the show so far?
I love how personable everyone is
Mm-hmm.
this year and last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for me, that's what I would say. It's just, the wrestling community in general is always an open community, man. And like, it's for me a little bit of both. It's getting to meet some really great people from yesterday and today, and then it's also engaging with the other, the fans too, your fellow fans, right? So it's always fun to hear their stories or how they kind of got to know wrestling, or You know, like my wife, I brought my wife here yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and she just started getting into wrestling 6 months ago. And this is like her first real like wrestling,
Oh, okay.
Nice.
like you know, outside of going to a couple shows.
Mhm.
So she, you know, getting to talk to some wrestlers and stuff like that. You know, that's her first. Like she met Mick Foley yesterday, and which was cool, and Rikishi and stuff. So yeah, for sure.
Excellent, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Donnie?
Yeah, I'd say my wife, she's a big Razor Ramon Scott Hall fan, so she's been Oogle Eye and Kevin Nash over there the last day and a
Nice.
half.
Nice. That's awesome. That's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
but yeah, like you said, like you guys were saying, you know, everybody's personable, and I really like the fact that the fans don't mob the stars and all that, like we had discussed, and you know, they basically give them their respect and all that. So it's a good atmosphere. It's an awesome weekend. So we're very looking forward to more of it.
Right. So how are you guys? Are you guys involved in the wrestling business at all?
Well, Josh, you want to tell your side of the story on this one?
So on the record, currently no. Off the record, I am currently half owner of an old promotion that's being brought back locally, but that's legally not allowed to be talked about yet.
Right. Where's locally at?
Indianapolis,
Oh, okay.
Lafayette area, just this whole area of the state.
Very cool. Very cool.
Formerly, though, you might probably don't know me as Thunder. I held the UBW Tag Team Championship from 2010 to 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
And you know, other than that, most people that know me from that don't anymore. So
It's amazing how that works, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
It's kind of funny. So how I got to know Josh is I actually used to live up in that area when he was working at the time there. So I've seen him work before and stuff up there at Lafayette. And then I used to go watch you know, like Ruby Soho and stuff when they were at the School of Rock up there, Billy Rock's Wrestling Academy. Him and you know, her and Eddie Kingston at the time, you know, they're both now in AEW, of course. So and then I've had friends that I know from the promotions you guys were at up there too as well. So that's kind of my thing. But I myself have not worked in the business. But I've been pretty adjacent to. I have a friend of mine who his name is Eric Montgomery. Shout out to you, by the way. He's missing out this weekend, but but he was with me last year. But no, we helped. He's done shows with OVW,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
so I'm sure you're familiar with them.
Yeah.
And he's done their music production and stuff with them before. So you know, entrances and things like that there. And he's worked at other like Grindhouse Pro Wrestling. I don't know if you're familiar with Grindhouse or not. They're right there in Jeffersonville.
Yeah.
So which I'm actually not too far from the arena myself.
I'm familiar with the arena.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, lots of the Ohio Valley. My wife and I just moved down there like 3 years ago. So it's a really great place for lots of indie wrestling and stuff like that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm definitely. I just did a show in the arena a couple of months ago. For
Oh, really?
Cincy Wrestling.
I bet Eric was there, and yeah, because I'm pretty sure he did the music for that. He does a lot of work at the arena.
I was
Yeah.
I was the ring announcer for the show.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You're in my neighborhood. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I'll probably run into you at some point there. You know what I mean?
All right.
I actually live near Cincinnati.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
It's so
great.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not far. That's a great area for wrestling.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
It is.
Yeah,
This
it
whole
really is.
tri-state area. It is.
Yeah.
So, you know, we talked wrestling, we talked seeing, you know, talking fans and things like that. But let's talk about the other half of this podcast. which
Oh,
is
yeah.
horror.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm down
they-
for some horror talk. Yeah.
They've been mentioning the horror talk off the air. They've been into it.
Mhm.
All right, so let's just kick it off. Favorite horror film?
Individual film.
Yes.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
ask
oh,
my-
you're fine.
Fine.
Good shit.
Or
I
you
think
can
if
go,
I have
you can go franchise if you want.
franchise wise, and I will defend it as bad as it is always going to be Friday the 13th for me.
My man.
Every day,
Yeah,
you ask me what I've got the big Scream Factory set, and then I went
Oh,
out on
yeah.
my way to buy another Blu-ray to have the actual Blu-ray with the glasses.
All right.
And my girlfriend doesn't understand why, but I know you do.
Yep, I got the screen box set
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit of a toss up for me. I'm also a Friday the 13th birthday Johnson too.
There you go.
Literally have it tattooed on my body. But like,
Yeah.
I
but
haven't
no,
went that far with
yeah,
it.
yeah, but I think also for me, it's got to be a Nightmare on Elm Street, man. Such an iconic franchise, you know. And
That's a good one.
my first horror film was when I was 5 when Child's Play 3 came out, and I went. My aunt took me to see that.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
my first horror film was back in 1986. It was
Okay.
called One Dark Night.
Oh yeah,
And, yeah, that was my
Okay.
first one, and I
Okay.
went to it not knowing I was going to it. My parents took me, and I thought
Yeah.
we were going to see some kind of kid film. I mean, I wasn't a kid; I was like 14, but I'd never seen a horror film, and then I realized we were going, so I kind of freaked out. And my dad was more like, "Oh, man up, you pussy, get in there." And then by the time I left, I was hooked. I mean, I was like, "Dude, I got to see more of this stuff."
That's what's
Right.
up, man.
Yeah, and I've been a horror fan ever since.
Well, you know,
I was hooked from the beginning too. Yeah.
my first horror film was 1981, I think, and it was a very obscure one called Screams of a Winter Night.
Okay.
It scared me so bad that I left. It was like an anthology, but tied together.
Oh, I love anthologies, man. Yeah.
And it scared me so bad that I left.
Oh, really?
So a few years ago, I was at Horror Hound going through the video, and I found a copy of it.
Yo.
And
That's
I
cool.
sat down and watched it, going, "This scared me."
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
Well,
Yeah.
it's because of the mind frame you were in at the time.
Mhm.
The most scared I've ever been when I was growing up, we were really religious in my household, and I watched The Exorcist. Like
Mhm.
went and got it from Family Video. My parents didn't know about it. I stayed up and I was watching in the middle of the night, and it was specifically the scene where like they go to turn on the stove and then like the lightning crackles and you see the demon face in the cupboard.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
lost it. I literally
Yeah,
lost it right
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
I think that's the most scared I've been in my entire life was that exact moment.
You know what's funny
It
is
wouldn't hit me again the same now.
I never was the scared kid. I thought everything was funny when I was a kid. Like I would laugh like at the, like I never remember being like really terrified
Yeah.
Right.
about things or whatever. But like, I guess I just, I must have known even as a kid that things can't be like really, but like, yeah, I've always liked horror. Man, I've been a big horror fan, like going to horror cons. You mentioned Horror Hound, which is great. I've covered that one too before, but
One of
like
my favorites.
it's a good one. But
So when you
But
go
yeah.
through haunted houses, you're the laugher guy. You don't want
I'm
to laugh.
trying
the
to
whole time.
well, no. Here's the thing: like when I go to a horror or a haunted house, it's my wife who's trying to get my anxiety going, and like oh, they're gonna come and get like that's the thing. The unsuspecting
Mhm.
jump scare, if you will. Like that's the thing that kind of gives me a little anxiety. But outside of that, even if I get got,
All right.
I think it's hilarious.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not, like
That's the best part
you
of
don't
it.
get
If you can,
screams out of me. That's
yeah, I say if you can get somebody to jump or scream and then laugh afterwards, that's the best kind of scare.
have you guys ever worked at a haunted house?
Oh yeah. He's an expert.
It's so
on it
fun,
out there.
man. I love scaring the hell out of people.
Yeah, we've been.
Yeah.
Me and my wife actually owned a haunted trail for a few years.
I worked a haunted trail too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up in Greenfield, Indiana. Yeah.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
we work with Carnage Haunted House in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, we're very familiar with the haunt portion of it. And
That's what's up.
he even does paranormal. I
Do
haven't
you?
been able to do a lot of that yet, but Jim does it.
That's so we live up by Waverly Hills.
Yes,
Have you been out there?
I have been to Waverly Hills 3 times,
That's a great place.
but I'm getting ready to gear up to do the entire overnight.
There.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. That's cool.
that's
be-
the one thing I haven't done yet. I've
You haven't done
the
it overnight?
2-hour tour.
See, I haven't either. Yeah, I did the 2-hour walkthrough, the little guided tour thing.
Yeah,
That was really cool.
yeah, and
Yeah.
last September, my wife and I and several others went to the Conjuring House in Rhode Island.
Oh, really?
Okay.
That's in
Very
Connecticut,
nice.
right?
It's actually in Rhode Island.
Is it Rhode Island? Okay. I know Connecticut has a lot of stuff there too. I have a friend that's there, but yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This,
Okay.
This was the house that the movie was based off of.
Yeah. Okay.
And some really interesting shit happened.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh yeah.
If it's anything like the movie, I bet it's pretty insane.
Including myself and another investigator getting scratched at separate times in the same area.
No shit.
No shit.
Oh, damn.
Mhm.
Okay. Wow. That's wild. my wife's really big into the paranormal stuff.
Okay.
Like I might not understand it, but I think it's kind of cool. I think it's neat. You know, that's because there's even some horror conventions have like a paranormal expert there and things like that, or they'll do a. I have a friend of mine named KJ. She's a radio personality up in, or actually here in Indy. I keep thinking for some reason I'm not in Indy, but like yeah,
You are very much so.
I know, yeah. So, but she's pretty well known here, and she was a former radio DJ, and her and her friend did a show called Paranormal Crossroad. Have you heard of that show? It's It's local.
It sounds familiar.
And they did that show, and we went to a live taping they did, and that was really interesting. That was pretty cool. They did some EVP and all that.
Right.
That stuff's awesome, man.
The real,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
for sure.
So we're gonna ask you guys a question.
All right.
Actually,
Oh.
Donnie is.
Oh, okay.
We
All
do
right.
this on all of our shows. We've over 100 episodes now.
Okay.
We've never had a duplicate answer on this question.
Oh,
And there is no right or wrong answer.
Oh, I
Okay.
love those questions.
I do too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Donnie, fire away.
All right.
Let's
yeah.
have it,
Like
let's
you
have it.
said, it's a question, no right or wrong answer. Something we do to see if the person that we're talking with is as twisted as we are. And,
You're probably sitting next to a twisted person.
All right.
Yeah.
so the question is,
Okay.
you are the main serial killer in your own horror film. What is your go-to kill?
Ooh, I absolutely love that question.
For me, I would say I would have to take it off front. I'm a machete guy.
Mm-hmm.
I would just go for the classic machete right
Machete
through
guy.
the chest or maybe right through the mouth.
Right through the mouth or chest?
You know what I mean?
The mouth
Like,
would be pretty brutal. Yeah.
I wouldn't be the kind of person that needs to do anything too terribly fancy.
Right.
Let's just get straight to the point.
Just
You
get it
know,
done,
let's
huh?
get it done. Yeah. What about you, Josh? What you got?
I don't know, man. Is this like me as a killer, or do I get like any supernatural powers?
Whatever you want.
Whatever
Oh,
you
man,
Whatever you want.
I've always been really partial to the grabbing someone at the mouth and then pulling their head clean off,
Right.
Oh,
That'd
like
be
this.
awesome.
like giving them the old Pac-Man.
Right.
You know,
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
you know.
I,
I hope that's original enough.
Yeah.
the record still goes.
yes.
We've never had a machete through the mouth,
Nope.
and we've definitely never had ripping the top
Pac-Man?
of the head off.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a very
Typical
interesting way to
Pac-Man,
do it.
I'm
Nice.
I'm worried about you.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, see? Yeah.
It's something I think about.
Yeah. They probably shouldn't let him go to horror cons anymore. That's,
Right.
Probably not.
should be
They
banned.
probably should have stopped me
should
from
be-
seeing Terrifier.
You should be banned. Yeah.
So let's give them a chance to plug their podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you guys can we have a podcast called The Next Level. You can go to it's a link tree, it's linktr.ee/ the next level pod. And you can listen to us on, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. We're just, we're a sucker to be on everywhere, right? Where we can.
Yeah.
And then whenever we have a guest on our show, we do a video version because, we like for them to show off whatever and themselves.
Sure.
And so you can go to our YouTube channel for the domain, which is youtube.com/ the domain GPCE, which stands for Gaming, Pop Culture, and Entertainment. And we've done several shows with guests, like we had Ed and Adolfo that run Squared Circle Expo. We just had them on there a few weeks ago. And so you guys can go check us out there.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome, guys. This has been great having you here on the WrestleHorror podcast.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to check out your podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Same here.
Good luck with the rest of the show, and do whatever you do.
Well, we're always looking for people to have on our show too. So if you guys ever want to come on sometime, we would love to do some cross promotional work
Talk
with you
about your
guys.
favorite scary movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you guys.
Yep. No problem.
Mine, by the way, is Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Like I say, I'm a Jason guy. It's been well
I know.
documented.
Me too. Yeah, for sure.
All right. With that being said, I'm Meathook Jim with Donnie. We'll see you on the next talk.
Yep. See you guys.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, WrestleHorror podcast, Squared Circle Expo 3, Friday night. The crowds have been hopping. Things are calming down a little bit before Black Label Pro goes and does their show. But we had to bring on a good friend of the show, a good friend of mine, Party Mike Howard, Party Mike, what's going on, man?
Dude, everything. I've been running around. I haven't slept. This is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, you got you a booth here at the.
I got I'm with Ascend over there, so like I'm a little add on.
There you go. Hey, you didn't have to pay for the table. That's all it works.
I'm pitching in. Obviously, that's what they know at least. If they watch us, I'm pitching in. If they're not, I'm not.
Right.
Always the party, always laughing. Mike, the last show I saw you at was Battle on the Border.
Yes.
And it was the golden ticket, but it was Night of Champions.
Yes, it was. Yes.
And you wrestled not one, not two, but 3 matches.
That was the most amount of time I've worked in a day, obviously, and I was dead afterwards. I was on the ground just afterwards.
Wasn't recovering, couldn't do a 4th, huh?
They almost I almost did. I almost did because they almost had somebody not show for the main, and they're like, "Mike, we want to do baby." I was like, "Ah!"
Yeah, that would have been fun to see.
No, I would have laid down and let them pin me at that point.
No.
No, so I did the Rumble. I wasn't in there too terribly long, but ended up getting in there. I did I filled in for Rob Conway, so me and Justin Arcade Hangover.
Right.
Tag match against Madman Fulton and Congo Kong. Got headbutted and splashed, so I felt like crap. And then I did the 30-minute classic with good old Carson Drake.
And that was a really good match. I mean, you, in spite of already wrestling twice, you really gave it your all, and you kept up with him.
Yes, yeah, he's somebody that's phenomenal. God, he's like not like trying to plug him and like hype him up, but like Carson is like the stuff. He really
he doesn't need his head any bigger than it
oh
already
my
is.
God, his head's as big as mine is physically. Like I'm telling you. But yeah, he's just a dude that's so hard to keep up with. He's great. He really is, and I did my best. I really just went out there and just tried to kick butt.
Yeah, you talked about the tag match, you and Justin and Madman Fulton and Congo Kong. And Madman Fulton is here at the Expo too. Have you guys bumped into each other today?
I think I bumped into him once or twice. I physically.
Did he try to take a swing at you?
I hope not. So we're talking the match and everything, and talking in the back, and he calls for something. I'm like, are you sure about this? Another wrestler I know named Omega Day. That's the spot. It's called the Kabashi spot. It's where you have somebody in a corner and you just chop, and then you just go like back and forth. And he called that. I was like, "Are you sure about that? If you want me to do it, right?" He goes, "Yeah, man, I got you." I was like, "Okay." And there's a phenomenal picture of it I just got yesterday. Yeah. The photographer sent the pictures over, and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's beautiful." I'll show you. I'll show you.
So, what's going on? What's next up for you in the wrestling world?
Well, I'll be here all weekend. I'll be here tonight and I'll be here tomorrow. I have Ascend Pro, so we defend our tag belts on the 15th. Me and Justin versus Tim Lutz and Damian Daniels.
Oh.
So my trainer and my trainer's trainer.
Wow.
There you go.
I know.
Putting you to the test.
That's what I guess so. Right? Bunch of couple old geezers. I'm just joking. No, I hope they don't hear that. They're gonna kill me.
Hey, Tim would do some DDP yoga on you.
I love it. Dude, when I saw that, I was like, there's no freaking way. There's no way. No, some of the boys have done it, and I'm like, that's awesome. That's funny. That's cool. I love it.
Oh yeah, I actually talked to him about it a little bit earlier today. I was getting some information about it and stuff. So that is pretty cool.
No, so like I've been like talking about like different like stuff I could do for myself to get better with like my health and my body and all this stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm gonna start doing DDP yoga. Like honestly, like I'm gonna start doing some like yoga. I know a couple guys who do it. And I'm like, they're like very limber, and I'm like, Who needs a limber mic? I'm gonna start doing like flips and stuff now.
Yeah, I know Onyx is big on yoga. He gets us to do a little bit of it in our WrestleFit classes. So yeah, I mean, you see a big man like that doing the splits, you're just like, what?
What's going on there? So I was a personal trainer and an athletic trainer for 2 years. I did that about my last 2 years of high school, and I preach stretching and the stuff like that. But yoga is like an extent of that further on, continuing that, and I preach that as much as possible. It's really good for you. I'm just how's the nice way to put it? Lazy right now.
Yeah.
Like cheeseburgers look really good sometimes. And I'm like, let me tell you,
It's hard to say no.
it is. It really is.
I mean, I'll have to make sure I bring a cheeseburger along tomorrow and walk by.
Dude, either that or some burritos. The lady wants to go get some. She wants Jets pizza.
There you go. Yeah, Terry, my wife, she loves Jets pizza.
Now it depends on when I'm gonna go actually eat. If I eat really late, I'm gonna go get Waffle House.
Hey, there you go.
I only eat Waffle House when it's like super late. I eat it more than that, but it's the best when it's like 3 a.m. Nothing else is open, and it's like,
yeah. What do you get at Waffle House? You get the
All-Star special. I get hash browns with cheese and jalapeno. Same thing with the eggs. Drown it in hot sauce. I love hot sauce.
Yes.
Pancakes as they are, and Fearless comes up with it. I do sausage and I add a side of bacon too.
He answered that pretty quick, didn't he?
Dude, I have that down.
Well, tell us the story about Waffle House and Party House and the waitress you had.
Oh my God. Okay, so we are in Pittsburgh. I wrestled around a small town outside, and it's McKeesport, Pennsylvania. It's like right outside. It's like a 15-minute drive. Hang out in Pittsburgh, yada yada. We have the show, PWX. Great time. I had a great show. Me, Justin, and Jaden Jett did a triple threat there. Awesome. For the house down. Like, I need to. It's late. Where's Waffle House? Pittsburgh has no Waffle Houses. So if anybody's in Pittsburgh and has any say so on Waffle Houses, you better add one. I'm gonna get really upset if you don't. You drive a little bit, get the one. I'm wearing I'm not wearing it now, but I'm wearing. I was wearing my Party Mike's Party House shirt, and the waitress is like, "Hey, we'll have your shirt. It's so cool." Yeah. And I'm like, I got some in the car if you want one. And I made like $80.
Nice.
They were just like, "Oh yeah." I made 4 trips back and forth. My suitcases on the bottom, and I had to stack it back the same way to make everything fit. So I kept going back in and out, and I got like, okay, move it out, pull the tables out, move my gear out of the way, slip in there and get it out.
So you basically ate for free.
Yeah, and some more. I was just like, yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, and then they were wearing it, and then that's where the picture came from. I was like, hey, I got a picture with this. Like it's just cool to be like, yeah, I'm selling shirts of Party Mike's Party House, Waffle House, idea in a Waffle House.
Oh yeah, it's great. I wish you should check out his Facebook page. He's got shirts on there, but it's just like the Waffle House sign, but it says Party House.
Yes. So my idea behind making it was I was looking up like different stuff about Waffle House, and I'm like, I want to make a Waffle House shirt. And their original uniforms are the same Carolina blue as the shirt itself. So most people don't know that, but it's just like for me, I'm like, okay, that's that's the thing. Like if I know about Waffle House and I saw that shirt, I'm like, okay. Added the Party House was Waffle House, and then I added my little shtick Party Mike's, and it's a mainstay. That shirt's never leaving. That's a mainstay shirt. It's the most popular. I just wore this one today. Tomorrow you'll see me in the Party House shirt.
There you go.
Right on.
I hope it's in my bag. I think
So I know you want to get with Donnie again and do some wrestling for New Ohio Wrestling.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. New Ohio is my favorite places to be. I'm not saying, and I'm not just saying that just because I'll tell everybody. I've told everybody under the sun, I love working for you guys.
No, I appreciate
I hope
it.
everybody hearing this, it's the best. Behind this, there we go. They're the best.
Yeah, we enjoy having you, man. It's always a good time. Huh?
Not a paid advertisement.
No, it's not at all. Not one bit. I just love the professionalism when coming in. I feel like I'm treated like a worker. Like some places you go, I'm not gonna name any places, but like as you go, it's like
right. I've
I
worked
don't
for those
know.
places before.
Exactly, and they don't always have the best of talents.
Mhm.
Which everybody's in their own level. Like when I first started, I was a joke. Like it was horrible. So I'm not downing them on that. But just and like the ring is not the best. Like I worked for a place. I was like, oh my gosh, this ring just sucks.
Dangerous.
And yes, I've seen pictures of the wood holding up a ring, like a block.
Yeah, the
like,
big log.
yes, that was horrible. I'm like, what's going on here? No, but I just love it is a professional place. Like if you took off all the branding and said like, look at this place, I'd be like, is this like a what is this place?
Right.
I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here.
So, and I know Donnie, we were talking about it. Are you going to announce it, or you want to wait until later about the show in September?
Well, yeah, we can. And in September, the Obet Zucchini Fest has invited us back. So we will be back for Labor Day on and Obet's at the Zucchini Fest
I'm
again.
writing that down right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm writing that down as we speak
Yeah,
right now.
he's got his phone out, putting it in there.
When's the Zucchini Fest?
So Monday, Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Okay. Yeah, that in there. Sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
he's already put that in his calendar, so
Yeah.
you can expect to see Party Mike.
You can see Party Mike. As long as my good friend Donnie will have me.
Yeah, put it in there. Actually, it ain't me you got to talk to. It's this one here.
Hey, boss.
Show's actually July 29th.
Yeah, we do have a July 29th show. It's like a 4-match show for a benefit. Yeah.
Oh,
So when's that? Party Mike is available.
so Party Mike, party on, dude.
Heck yeah, man. No need to be a sourpuss about stuff, man. It's just I'm out here having fun. I'm smiling, having a great time.
Oh yeah.
All these crazy big names here, and they're just like,
Yeah. So we're actually sitting here right now, and I'm staring right at Sergeant Slaughter.
like
right
how
now.
cool is that?
Yeah.
Like not like marking out about it, but it's just like that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's just like wow. I grew up like when I first got into wrestling. I was like I watched him. Like you're like
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like, these people are some of the reasons I'm like in the business. I just love that, and I hope one day I am that for somebody else.
Right.
I really do.
Yep. Just keep working hard. You'll get there.
I'm trying. I'm partying, but
Ain't doing any yoga anytime soon.
yeah, I need to. I know I need to. And it's kind of like how cardio or leg day are for some people. It's like, but it's so much. It's so good for you. It's so good for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But you have to suffer for your art.
You really do. I get beat up, and I also have to just like, I gotta put. But no, I love it. All just that I love everything about it. I love the hard work to put in. I love everything, every single like thing about that. It's my favorite. Wrestling. I that's all I do.
All right.
Well, I've enjoyed watching you wrestle. I mean, you
hope so.
improve all the time, and you just get better and better. One of these days, maybe you can take that belt from Carson Drake.
Ooh, that's not a good idea. No, my philosophy is if I'm not getting better after each match, what am I even doing? Like, there's no point in me going out there the next time. Even after like a really good match, like even after me and Carson have on the border, immediately. Speaking of on the border, sorry.
Yeah, just so you're thinking, Madman Fulton just walked by.
He's scared of me, is what it is. And I'm just
Yeah, he didn't look over. He kept walking.
he's walking away. Yeah, you see that? I'm just joking.
That's
I'm gonna play this for him.
you'll party too hard for him. That's what it is.
That's what it is. I mean, what was I talking about? I just lost I'm ADHD right here.
Right. Just Fulton walked by, got you all shook up.
No, if I'm not getting better, what's the point of me doing it? Like,
Right.
Everybody, like they have their different goals. My goal is the next step. People go, oh, I want to go to WWE. I want to go to AW. That's amazing goals.
Yeah.
For me, it's I want to get to the next step. What's my next best thing? Even after that amazing match I had with Carson,
Right.
Everybody was raving about it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. I feel like I did a good job, but that's not what that matters to me. Like, what's my next thing?
Right.
What's my like? What can I you know, what's like like one small little footwork thing I could have been I made that much better.
Yeah,
That's just me.
one step at a time. Yep, you're doing it the right way.
Trying to.
Well, Party Mike, it's been party time here at WrestleHorror and the Squared Circle Expo. Thanks for stopping by. We look forward to seeing you again real soon. You know, whether it be Aspire, Battle on the Border, New Ohio Wrestling, Cincy Wrestling, wherever you are,
I'm everywhere, especially if New Ohio has me.
Yeah, we'll have you back for sure.
I'm like, we're gonna go off the camera. He's gonna go like, Mike, shut up.
So thanks for dropping in and partying with us.
Yes, absolutely. I had a pleasure.
And we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Yep, see ya.
Okay. Okay. Viewers and listeners, Meathook Jim here. Wrestle Horror Podcast with me as always, Donnie Hoover.
Hey guys.
It is Saturday afternoon, Squared Circle Expo 3. The floor is winding down. Everybody's getting ready for the big Squared Circle Expo 3 Retribution show tonight. But in the meantime, I've been trying to wrangle this guy here over all day, but he's been busy wrangling superstars, including Mox, Kevin Nash,
Sergeant Slaughter,
Slaughter.
Mickey James, Lita, anybody that you could think that's here, I did it.
He's been here. He's been busy.
So for those of you that don't know who he is, King Bomani. Bomani.
That's right.
What's going on, man?
How's it going, brother? It's been a long day. I am stressed and I'm tired, and we still have a show to do.
Yes, you
Mhm.
do.
We still have a show to do.
We got a lot of night ahead of you.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm here. I'm loving it. The crowd is great. Everybody's good. Look at this guy.
All right.
So
Party Mike getting his
Party
face
Mike
in
is
there.
here, yeah. You know, got the boys here. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
yeah, it's been a real great day overall.
Excellent. So let me ask you something. What got you started? What was your inspiration to start wrestling?
So I've always wanted to wrestle since I was a little kid. Around the age of 22, 23, I'm 34 right now. So around 22, 23, I was trying to find like different wrestling companies within like the Midwest, Cincinnati, like Ohio in general. But I couldn't find out. Then the closest one I could find was OVW. And I was looking on their page. The application was like $100, and like training fees were like 1,000. I'm like, yeah, not my cup of tea right now. So I broke into the business working at CSL Plasma up in Coleraine, and that's where I met Piper. So Piper came in with a belt, wrestling belt, and me being a typical guy, like, what's this guy doing? Like, you just coming out in public with a belt? Like, okay. So the first time I saw him, didn't think none of it. Then he came in again with the same belt. I was like, okay, something's got to be going on. So my manager went to go talk to him, and she was like, hey, he likes wrestling too. Come here, Tony. Like, yeah, all right, what's up? So we started talking, and he was like, yeah, you want to be a wrestler? I was like, dude, I'm too big for one, too tall, too fat. And he was like, hey, you know what? You're good, man. You're good. Like, come to training. And then fast forward 2.5 years later, I'm here. So I'm in the business because of Piper. So I give all gratitude to Piper. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be meeting superstars, legends, if it wasn't for Piper. So all gratitude go to him.
Excellent. And you know, the landscape of wrestling has changed. And you talk about being too big, being a big man, and that's what I miss about some of pro wrestling is the big man.
Right.
You know, you don't have that many big men. There's these younger, smaller guys that do all these high flying moves.
Yep.
But you need the big man for the ground and pound. And,
You have to.
you know, so it's refreshing to see somebody like you back in the business trying to, you know, promote the big man in the ring.
Absolutely. It's a gift and a curse. When I first started, I was working small. Like, I'm taking bumps from little guys. And it's like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. You're a big guy. Be big. And it's like, I didn't know this until I want to say my 7th or 8th match in. And I'm like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna just play my size, see how it goes. And yeah, fast forward, I'm a big dude. So but overall, I love it. I love throwing people. Apparently people love me throwing them.
All right.
I mean, that's a thing now. So
You ever threw anybody and heard we when you did it?
yeah. I made some people do it. I was like, just when I toss you, just scream. It's perfect. It's perfect. The crowd eats it up every
Right.
single time. So yeah, I love it, man.
So for those of you that know me, I am about 6'4". And all the muscles in the wrong location. But I mean, you're even taller than I am, bigger than I am.
Yes, sir. 6'6".
6'6".
6'6",
Nice.
320 pounds, and I can move.
I can attest to this because I've watched him do it.
Mhm.
I can move. I can flip too, but I mean, why would I do it? I guess.
Yeah. Big
but
man.
Yeah, big man. We're not supposed to flip, but it's cool. Whatever. Hey, look, if Braun Strowman can go up top and do a splash,
All right.
you think I'm not gonna try it? So yeah, I mean, I gotta play my size, man. So like I said, overall, I love it, and I love what I do. I love this business. I love everybody that I meet. It's a dream come true. So yeah, that's right.
Excellent.
See, big fan right there.
There you go. Donnie, any questions for you?
Yeah. You said you got started and you 7, 8 matches in before you learned about the big man. Who did you learn it from? What advice did they give you?
So my first match was Sergeant Ledbetter.
Mhm.
And we was just walking and talking and going from there. Then I want to say my 7th match in, I fought Tom, formerly known as DJ Tom, but
Mhm.
now Tom Sharp, living history Tom Sharp. And he was showing me the ropes. I mean, I was trained by Tim Lutz, Tom
Mhm.
Sharp, of course. So yeah, just working the ropes, working how you're supposed to work as a big man, and then fast forward, I just came off of a win against Mojo McQueen.
Mhm.
And for those who don't know, he's a big guy too.
Yes.
So anytime I see big guys wrestle, Jack Vaughn, for
Mhm.
example, I watch, study him, because it's like, all right, you're big guys. And it's really rare now to see big guys in the ring to where they know what they're doing. And like, because you don't have big guy trainers.
Mhm.
You can't teach big. You can't. So me being a big guy, I have to watch these guys. I have to study them, see how they move in the ring, like footwork, everything. And that right there is like, it's obviously inspiration to me, and it's helping me grow as a big man. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So, we've talked a little bit of wrestling, and this is WrestleHorror.
It is.
Mhm.
So let's talk a little bit of horror.
Okay.
What is your favorite horror movie? Do you have a favorite horror?
I do. I have a couple of them. So Freddy, any Nightmare on Elm Street, love
Mhm.
it. Jason, obviously.
There we go.
There it is.
That's my guy.
Michael Myers, obviously, big three.
Mhm.
When I was a kid, I always used to be scared of Chucky. And I could not sit there and watch a Chucky movie. I just can't.
Right.
So I mean, to this day, cool, I'll watch them. But nowadays they come out with horror games now. So there's a horror game out there called Outlast. So basically what you gotta do, you're trapped in this asylum, and the only thing you have to escape is a camera. So
Mhm.
they're doing like experiments on people, and night vision is on. You see all of these terrible, crazy things, and there's jump scares now in games.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh God, dude, I can't sit there and just play those games. Like I'll watch movies, I'll watch movies all day, but those jump scare games, nah. I don't see how they do it.
Ain't no turning the lights out and playing that game, huh?
No, with headphones on too.
Right.
Oh, dude,
You're getting that whole surround sound.
surround sound. Like, oh my goodness. Like if I get scared one time, nope, we're done. We're done. No.
But, I want to share a story. Actually, I should let Donnie share it since she's the one who actually did it, and it involves the Chucky doll.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the Chucky doll? Yeah, my
Uh-oh.
my mother was a big Chucky fan, so I got her a life-size Chucky doll.
Okay.
And she passed away, so we got the Chucky doll back, and it's been in my closet ever since.
Well.
So my granddaughter, she lives with us, and she was watching Chucky, and she liked it at first, and then it scared her.
Oh.
So she started, all of a sudden she became obsessed with talking about Chucky.
Yeah.
So for one of her birthday presents, I took a box and I put Chucky in the box and I folded him up.
You did it.
And put the flaps down and wrapped it. Yeah. So when she unwrapped it and pulled the flaps, his hair popped out, his head popped out.
Oh,
And she liked the shit of break.
you traumatized her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, she's good now. At the time I did, but yeah.
yeah.
Now she sees him in the closet and it don't bother her and all that. But I've done it to her
Yeah.
twice. The other time I had him wrapped in a plastic trash bag
Oh,
and I had the tape wrapped around his neck to where it was obvious it was
Yeah.
a doll.
yeah.
And she wouldn't open it. And we kind of like, you gotta open it, it's your birthday present. And she tore a little hole and saw the red hair and that
Like,
was
no, yeah, we're done here. We're done. Thanks.
it. Yeah.
See you later. No.
So, but yeah, it was
Awesome.
comical. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well,
So wait,
Donnie?
actually, you guys asked me questions. I feel like I need to ask you guys.
okay.
All right. So, number one question: what's your favorite horror film?
Oh, I'm a Jason guy all the way.
Jason.
Yeah,
Okay.
Friday the 13th
Yep.
franchise is my stuff.
You know they made a game of Jason. Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah.
I bought a PlayStation 4 just so I could get that
Just to
game.
play, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah.
This guy has been to Camp Crystal Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's an actual thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Where they filmed the Friday the 13th of the original, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to me and my wife took a trip there.
Where's it? Well, okay. First off, I didn't know that was a real thing.
Yeah, it's in New Jersey. Yeah, they still got the campsite, and some of it has changed a little bit just because of time.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like the cabins are the same, and it's like they got it set up like a museum type of thing, and yeah, it was awesome. And Ari Lehman, the first Jason, the kid that comes out of the water, him and Adrian King, the girl he pulls under,
Yeah.
they were there when we went. It was like
Oh.
a special weekend, so we got to recreate that scene on the sand to where she was in the canoe and he was behind her, and then me and my wife was on other sides, like we were all pulling her in.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was amazing. It was probably one of the most amazing times of my life. Yeah,
Oh.
it was great.
Well, for my favorite horror film,
Mhm.
and people always look at me funny when I tell them, but I love Jeepers Creepers.
You know, Jeepers Creepers is an underrated horror film. It's
Mhm.
underrated, and personally, I only like 1 and 2. I mean, let's just be honest. 3
Mhm.
was
Right.
okay, but yeah, 1 obviously set the bar. It's something different.
Yeah.
New horror, of course. New bad guy, new evil. And it's just it's the aspect of the film. I mean, if you're a kid, it's like, holy crap, dude.
Mhm.
And then the part in I think it was the first one with the disc that was playing music.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's creepy alone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and it just my whole thing was the Creepers was such an innovative character,
Right.
Mhm.
different from the Stalkers
Mhm.
and things like that. So, I actually interviewed the guy who played the Creeper
Nice.
at a horror con years ago, probably about almost 10 years now.
Okay.
And he creeped me out when I was interviewing
Really?
because I'm sitting there. Well, after I got done interviewing him, we're getting a picture taken, and he was sniffing me like the Creeper does.
Oh, dude. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sign me up. Sign me up.
It sent chills down my spine.
Dude, you can't make this up.
No,
You
no,
can't
no,
make this up.
no.
That's crazy.
Oh, it was great.
Oh, I know you ate all that up, dude.
I did.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did. Meeting a Creeper was really
Nice.
all right. So, any other questions for us?
Honestly, no. That's the main question. I mean,
Okay.
I want to know more about you guys.
Yeah.
Let me dabble in asking you a little question. So yeah, I mean, I appreciate y'all having me on here. I'm sorry it took so long. I mean,
No, it's all good.
literally the man of the con.
Mhm.
That's apparently my status. Mickey James, Victoria, and SoCal Vows is like, hey, he's the man of the con. This guy.
You
He's-
put it
he's
on
so-
record to play. It would have fell apart if it wasn't for you.
dude. Dude. Yeah. So I mean, everybody here, well, I just love it.
Mhm.
It's the energy that everybody brings here, from fans to wrestlers to even you guys, the vendors. Like, if you can bring everybody in one building that has the same passion, it's magical.
Oh yeah,
That's magical, man.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
So we can't let you get away without the question.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw it over to Donnie.
Okay. Yep. We asked a question everybody we're on the show with, and there's no right or wrong answer.
Okay.
It's just a question we like to get inside the brains of our guests and see if they're as twisted as we are.
Okay.
So that question is, you are the main serial killer in your own horror film.
Okay.
What is your go-to kill?
All right, so this is a trick question. What is my go-to kill as for me killing them, or
Yeah.
the weapon of choice that I'm killing them with?
Either or anything.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do something different.
Mhm.
I haven't seen a killer with swords yet.
No.
So instantly I thought of Leonardo from the Turtles. And I'm like, you know what? If somebody's gonna kill somebody, let me do some swords or something, switch it up. So I probably would use swords. If not, I'll just burn you.
There you go.
I'll just set you on fire. What you gonna do?
All right.
Just scream.
Burn.
Scream. And the screams is gonna fill my energy up because I love to hear you scream. I love it. I feed off that. So that's the way to go. Man.
Right on.
There's been a lot of waterboarding apparently. So I'm like, hey,
All right.
okay.
Okay. Well, as per usual, we've been asking this question for over 100 episodes and never a duplicate answer ever.
Really?
Everybody's got at least some variation to make it their own and unique.
Yeah.
And you're right in there with that.
There it is. I love it. Nice. It's good to be different.
All right.
Very good to be different. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good to be the king, Bomani.
It is. It is. There's nobody like me. And I'm putting this on record for anybody out there that has king in their title. If you want some, come get some. Let's just be honest. There's nobody doing it like me. There's nobody as tall as me that's doing it like me. Can't nobody talk the way I talk like me. Come on now, guys. Yep. So for those who know me, y'all know I take this king stuff very serious. So I love it. I appreciate you guys having me on here, man. I've been waiting. So yeah, let's do it, baby. Finally got the opportunity.
Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
I think maybe you need to go get a little bit of rest before the show.
I won't. It's showtime's in like 45 minutes. I can't rest. I'll probably rest in the car ride home, but yeah, I got to go do security right now, figure out everything else. So yeah, I sleep when I die. I guess that's a saying that everybody says, sleep when you die.
Yep.
Let's do it then, So
just make sure you keep the marks in line tonight.
Always. Yeah. Here's a true story. Anytime I'm walking somewhere, people move out my way. And I guess because I'm big, or you see me coming, like, holy shit. Like earlier today, I was speed walking and people just nope, don't want to be in this guy's way. Like, so yeah. It was a good experience overall. So again, I appreciate you guys for having me on. Looking forward to doing this again. Sure.
We'll definitely love to have you back on.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. So for myself, Meathook Jim, Donnie Hoover, and our guest King Bomani, this is the WrestleHorror podcast. See you soon.
See you guys.
Hey, viewers and listeners, Meathook Jim here. It is mid-afternoon here at Squared Circle Expo 3. The floor is, the line for John Moxley, I think it's all the way out to the interstate by now.
It's about the same as the Kurt Angle line that goes in front of our booth.
Right.
With me, as always, is Donnie Hoover, and we are joined by Lightning Tim Lutz. Tim, what's going on?
Just getting through the expo. It's been a great weekend already.
Yeah.
And getting ready for my match tonight.
Oh, that's right. You are wrestling tonight.
I am wrestling tonight for the Squared Circle Expo tag team titles.
Oh, up against Heath and Rhino. That's a
Heath and Rhino. And then, after 3 years of teaming together with Jack Vaughn, it should have been 2-on-2, but now they got the Soul Shooters in there too. A triple threat tag match for the tag titles.
Yeah, I heard there's rumors floating around the Square Circle Expo here that you're going to try to press slam Rhino. Is that true?
Those are just rumors. I'm not going to try. It's
going to succeed.
Exactly.
So how's the booth been? Have you been
It's been really good. We're in the other vendor hall. A lot of people coming through. It's just always a great expo.
It is, and you've been here all 3 years.
I have been here all 3 years. I actually, they give the superstar badge every year, and I've been collecting them. I got all 3 with me.
There you go.
But yeah, I've been at Squared Circle Expo all 3 years. I've been on the show all 3 years. Tagged with Jack Vaughn all 3 years. So it's really been a great thing.
So we're going to say the 3-year Square Circle Expo streak is as good as the Undertaker streak.
I mean, you said that, not me. So.
As long as you don't break the streak.
Yeah.
All right.
Donnie, what do you got for him?
Well, I think we could probably hit him with the question.
Okay.
I'd say, yeah, we know we talked to you off the air, and you're not really into horror, don't know a whole lot about it.
No.
But we're gonna hit you with a question. It's just a fun question, no right or wrong answer.
All right.
It's something we ask everybody to see how if they're as weird as we are. And so the question is, you are the main serial killer in your own horror film. What would be your go-to kill?
My go-to kill?
Yeah, what would be your finisher?
I mean, I've got my finisher anyway. It's gonna knock him out.
Right.
So I'm gonna say I'm gonna be up on a roof. I'm waiting for him to come by, and I'm hitting the blockbuster.
There you go. Blockbuster from the rooftop.
Blockbuster from the roof. They're coming down on the cement. There's nothing else that's going to be needed after that.
Right. There you go.
Skull shatters on impact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what else can be said after that?
Right.
But I will tell you this, Tim.
Yes.
We've been asking this question for about 100 episodes now.
Yes.
We still haven't got a duplicate answer.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
Everybody's had a different one.
And yours
It just shows you how many twisted people's out there in the world.
And yours is one of the more unique.
Okay, that's good to hear.
So with that being said, my name is Meathook Jim. That's Donnie Hoover. Our special guest, Lightning Tim Lutz, here at Squared Circle Expo. Stay tuned. We've got more.
See you guys.
See you.
Hey, everybody. Donnie here with the WrestleFit podcast. And we are sitting here, of course, with my co-host on this, Onyx. And yeah, we got a guest interviewer here with us from the WrestleHorror podcast, Meathook Jim. And our main special guest, we'll let Onyx introduce him here.
Well, this is my man right here. Everybody know who this is right here. This is Mr. RVD, Hall of Fame, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that brain.
Got that bling.
Checking it out. Check it out.
Very cool.
Yes, sir. How goes it?
What's going on, man? How you doing this weekend, man? How's things going for you?
It's an excellent weekend. I do a fair amount of these conventions.
Mhm.
I always get a lot of love. Always cool meeting the fans. And even some of the other wrestlers, will have a moment where they take me aside and tell me how much I've inspired them or something I did or said years ago,
Yeah.
Caused them to go a certain way. And it's all good, man. I love that.
Cool, man. That's cool.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm cool.
Like I say, you definitely have been an innovator and a trailblazer and opened up a lot of doors. And like you said, you enjoy hearing it, but how many people do you think you've affected in the wrestling business, making it better, giving them the confidence, opening the doors for them, just by you being you and doing the things that you do?
At least 4.
Or Onyx being one of them.
Yes. Oh, Jimmy Hart.
Hey. Mouth of the South right there.
By the way, Jimmy Mouth of the South Hart grew up watching RVD wrestle.
Right?
I believe that.
You're the one that made him believe he could do it and be something, huh?
Sergeant Slaughter grew up watching RVD wrestle.
All right.
Been around for a minute.
So, okay. So I got a question for the whole effing show here. Rob, who was your inspiration to get into wrestling?
Well, the first name that pops in my head is Leaping Lanny Hoffa.
Mm-hmm.
God rest his soul.
Right.
He thought outside of the box, and when I was a fan, he was getting beat night after night, but I believed in him because he did flying head scissors, maybe a back handspring. Nobody else was doing that. So for me, I got excited. I got behind him. I always thought tonight's going to be his night. He's going to win. And he opened up the door for me to think outside of the box, if I didn't already, but at least when it comes to pro wrestling, you know, that became my niche, is just to be myself and to use my creativity. And so Leap and Lanny, and in the same way, eventually Brady Boone and Owen Hart when he was the Blue Blazer.
Yeah.
You know, but as a fan, you know, I was also always behind like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior when he was just coming out. I went to the live shows. He was the Dingle Warrior. He hadn't been on TV yet. So I was trying to tell all the kids at school about him because they didn't go to the live show.
Right.
And I would travel around, not just Battle Creek, but Lansing, Detroit, wherever someone would give me a ride. I was like, you got to see him. He's so intense. He's so big, and he picks him up over his head. And so I totally got behind him. So had a real full circle moment when later in life I learned that he was a fan of mine.
Oh wow.
That is great.
Yeah.
So when ECW, it was well known as the extreme, you know, hardcore blood, all this and that, and you came in and totally did something completely different. Did like the guys in the back take to it well, or did you just did what you did and didn't give a crap what they said, or?
When I first off, I came in under Sabu.
Mhm.
At that point in my career, not only was Sabu my mentor, but also I didn't really have to think for myself yet. You know,
Right.
I was so under his wing that whatever he said was bond to me, just
Right.
like the Sheik. You know, if the Sheik said, "Can we swear on here?"
Yeah.
No, so like if I asked Sheik for advice, you know, it was like, you know, Eddie Mansfield's got TV at Universal Studios, but all the other wrestlers are saying that you'll get blackballed if you work for him. You know, I don't know what to do. I had Sheik to fall back on. He'd say, "Fuck everybody, work for Eddie. He's a good guy."
All right.
And eventually, Sabu was that guy because he represented that whole stage for me, that whole perspective. So when I got to ECW, Sabu was like, "Those guys think they're good, but they suck. Those guys, they suck. They don't know what they're doing. They think they're good. They just do a bunch of spots and they kill the business over there." That's how he brought me in. And also, I feel like I was accepted in that kind of way too, because I wrestled Sabu, came back to the dressing room. Everybody was on their feet clapping, and I didn't know I had no idea what to think about that because
Right.
that didn't happen before, and I didn't know. It actually made me feel awkward, and I walked right through everybody. And then when Sabu came through, I told him, I said, when I tried to go through, everybody was clapping. What was that? And Sabu said, "Oh, well, that match we had, that's nothing for me and you because we wrestle each other all the time, but they'd never seen a match like that. So they were clapping because they really liked the match. They thought it was outstanding." I was like, "Really?" I had no idea because that was just so opposite from the way I was brought in. I was brought in, you're not a mark, you know, don't talk to anybody unless they talk to you. Don't take a picture with anybody else. Boom, boom, boom. You know, you're one of the boys. And that was so old school. Now every wrestler in the dressing room gets a picture with RVD. You know, it's changed so much, but at that point, that was part of the change. I mean, there was a bunch of guys in the dressing room that were marks, you know, but once I learned the bigger picture and I realized that everybody has their place and draws in their own fans and adds to the extreme family, you know, now I look at it a lot different than when I was in the middle of it with that competitive heart.
Yeah.
But I never felt like I wasn't accepted by anybody. I think I felt like I was among the top echelon since day one there.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. I would have to agree with that.
All right, so I got a question for you. What do you think are some of the biggest changes you've seen since you got into it till today with wrestling?
Well, the whole generation of wrestlers right now seems like they watch me and my peers and were inspired to do moves that they thought were cool, but they didn't have me or my peers training everybody or spreading or passing on the mindset. And that's what the Sheik taught me.
Yeah.
The Sheik taught me to believe in what I was doing every single second. And I always have. When I'm in the ring, that's commitment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nowadays, that's missing. And I see a guy like get like thrown into get thrown into the corner. And then it's like, I swear I see the guy go, okay, I'm off for 30 seconds. I'm gonna take a break here. And they just stand there and they're just waiting. And it's like, I guess they're trying to let the guy know I'm ready, but so does everybody else. Everyone knows you're standing there waiting for the guy. That is the opposite of the way I got trained.
Gotcha. Understand that.
Has Rob Van Dam and Superman Onyx ever been in the ring together?
We've been on a couple of shows together, but never in the ring.
No, never faced off, huh?
No,
Not yet.
Not
Yeah.
No, never know,
See
huh?
how this interview goes.
May have something impromptu
know.
coming up afterward.
You know what it is?
So,
I was taught to believe in every second, and so like I feel like I'm in a fight. I'm from that perspective.
right.
Somewhere along the line, kayfabe died, and now all the guys that are in it were fans that came up thinking not only that it's fake, but thinking they understand how it all works.
Yeah,
And now they're in the business running it.
Yeah.
And even though they weren't right about the way that it works that way now because you're the ones doing it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll ever go back to the way it was?
I can't see it doing that. Honestly, no. It can't. It's got to keep going the way it is. And I think someday it maybe, and I don't know, this could be years down the road, but I don't know, maybe it might be like watching a play someday, and seeing Broadway, I mean, everybody out there thinks that it's scripted. I can tell you, I've wrestled over 30 years. No one has ever handed me a script. If you handed me a script and I read it and it said, RVD looks to the crowd.
Right.
I would agree. I would think it's fake too.
Right.
RVD looks crowd, gives a wink in the gun.
Right. They make it fake because that's the way that they came up. That's their mindset. And they didn't have someone like me or Sabu or the Sheik or anybody to really rough them up and beat some respect into them.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
Well, you listen to these marks and they say, oh, well, it's fake. But I challenge them. I said, get in the ring with one of these guys and tell me how fake it is.
Well, I don't know how you want me to comment. It's not really a question, but what I will say to that is even wrestlers, when I hear other wrestlers defending that particular point,
Right.
they'll say, well, if it's fake, then how come I got a scar on my knee? And how come my elbows hurt? Ew, it's real. That doesn't mean anything except for that means you fucked up. You know?
Right.
You could watch Dancing with the Stars, and if someone slips and cuts their knee, guess what? Now Dancing with the Stars isn't fake. What are you saying? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. In wrestlers, that's what some of them think. For me, I'm talking about how about when me and Sabu are in Japan against these two Japanese guys, Akiyama and Amori. And before the match, Sabu and I are saying, let's keep them in our corner. Let's blow them up. Let's try and make quick tags in and out so that they get winded. Anytime one of us gets covered, come in and make the save. Don't let them get to their corner and make a tag is a shoot. And those guys are saying the exact same thing about us because we really were competing and we both really did want to be in that #1 contender spot for the tag team titles. That totally different than the way it is now.
Right. You're so right about that.
Right.
You don't see that.
No,
you don't see it that way.
No, not at all.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to ask you is, like I said, you've been in some grueling matches. People know your history. You've bounced around and done things just like all the other wrestlers in the industry. And you seem to be still in top shape. You're not hurting. You're showing you don't hurt. You're in good physical condition. You feel good. What are you doing to keep yourself, ready to go like that?
I don't think it's a secret. For 30 years, there's been one guy in the dressing room that stretches before the matches. Anybody will tell you that. Anybody that's ever seen me, been on the card with me, sees me stretching for an hour on the floor. It's not a warm-up, it's a workout. And over the years, I've had so many wrestlers say, man, I got to start stretching with you, Rob, but they never do. Or maybe the last 2 or 3 days, I never see them again. The only other wrestlers that I've seen that have a stretch routine, CM Punk, it's not nearly as long as mine, and Devon Dudley, believe it or not. Like they both Both of those guys I noticed would have their own stretch that they would do before the show. Nobody else. One guy way back in 92, 93 said, hey, RVD's taking all these crazy bumps and this and that. He's not getting hurt. He stretches. There must be something to it. And he started stretching and icing. And now he's making millions off of DDP yoga.
Very cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
I inspired Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah,
Nice.
sweet, man. I didn't know that.
That's how OG I am.
You get the kickback from that?
Actually, a couple of years ago, I have a million projects that, some of them I'll never do, but it just keeps me like, I'm never going to run out of shit to do either. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do my stretch routine and have it on some kind of platform where I could explain it. I've never been able to actually come up with how to do it. And I've recorded it several times over the years. One of the times was at DDP's studio, and I was trying to walk Stevie Richards through my stretch routine.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's such an internal process that it's hard for me to explain what's going on, because there's not just positioning, there's a weight distribution, there's spotting yourself, there's breathing, there's angles, there's twisting, there's so much going on, and relaxing. And when I talk while I'm doing it, it's counterproductive. Anyway, no kickbacks, but we did have an idea. I was going to do my stretch and release it through Dallas's distribution, which is almost a guaranteed success because he's out there.
Yes.
Still couldn't do it. And now it's on the list of things that maybe it's just for me. I can help people with advice. I don't know if I can teach them to do it the way that I do it. And I also don't think I'm that good of a teacher. I get frustrated when I tell somebody something twice and they still don't get it,
Right.
so that might not be for me.
Right. Maybe just record yourself and just like, here it is. Somebody teach it.
Yeah, I have over the years, I've done that plenty of times. And
Oh yeah.
I'm never, I thought about CGI that would like light up the muscles that you're stretching and,
Yeah.
try to help explain and also
Yeah.
do an audio track separate. So I can like get into my shit and not have to, but still, even with all that, I don't know that I will ever do it now. And I used to always say like, yeah, man, someday I'll do it just like the book. But I will do the book. The only way I won't do an autobiography is if I'm not around anymore before I get it done.
Right.
I'm not planning on going anywhere. So,
There you go.
yeah.
Heck no, man.
That'd definitely be a book to read for sure.
Heck yeah.
And people come up to me like I've never thought of it, like they want to write it with me. Some
Mhm.
people that you and I know, but they'll just be like, dude, you ever thought writing a book? Because you're not gonna read that. It's like, yes, it's always been very important to me, but I'm in tune with the universe and I do everything organically, and it's not been the right time yet to do it, which is good because I've learned so much in the last few years. I would have had to do a new book anyway
Yeah.
if I had put it out.
Right.
Always learning, huh?
Oh yeah.
Always.
learning.
And that won't stop.
Yeah. It
I
shouldn't
hope.
stop either.
Right.
It shouldn't stop. But Rob, man, thank you so much for coming over here,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Sharing a little bit, giving us your time, brother. I really appreciate it, man.
Hey, you keep up with me on my YouTube page at the Real RVD.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Say
filming
anything else
shit
you want to
here.
plug?
No, everywhere I'm at the Real RVD.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks, brother, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Show them that ring again. Show them that ring again, man.
Get it in there. Yeah.
Cool.
See you guys.